straighten the camera here. All right, welcome all to another movement yoga morning with that big, bright, sunny day here in San Francisco. We'll just be shadows for your yoga elucidation this morning. My name is Mark Cormier. I'm practicing with Kathy Cormier, and here we go. Come on up, Kathy. All right. How are you feeling this morning?
I'm feeling good.
All right. Anything you want to work on?
My memory.
Your memory. I think this movement in general generally helps with our brain health.
That's true.
So let's get moving. All right, hands on hips. This is marching from side to side. And then if you're so inclined, you can balance on one foot as we kick it off to each side. So waking up those legs, inviting more prana, more flow into our joints, welcoming the day. From these kicks off to each side, we'll move it back down to the ground. And then rocking it from side to side. And finding your center. I'll invite you to bring one hand onto your heart, the other hand on top. Connecting with your heartbeat, connecting with the flow of your breath as your breath moves in and out of your lungs. Relax shoulders, a soft tuck of the chin. Now working with this breath, I'll invite you to lengthen your inhalation. And lengthen your exhalation. Long, smooth breaths in. Equally long, smooth breaths out. As goes the breath, so goes the mind. This deeper, fuller breath, finding your Ujjayi breath, your victorious breath. It's a power breath, but also a relaxing breath. Slightly constricting the base of your throat, adding a slight sound and feel to your breath. And as we flow through our practice today, letting the sound and feel of your breath be a focus for your practice, the sound of which is often compared to the sounds of the ocean as the waves wash in, and as those waves wash out. Keeping this Ujjayi breath, taking the tip of your tongue to the hard palate just behind your teeth, finding the tongue loop. As best you can, keeping that tongue loop throughout the practice. Keeping our jaws relaxed and connecting front and back planes of our bodies. And finally, with your lips closed, adding a slight smile to your face. A Mona Lisa smile opening up the front of your throat. So your breath has lots of room to circulate, refresh, and revitalize. Keeping all this as best you can, I'll invite you to set an intention for today's practice. It could be something you're thinking about, something you're moving towards. It could be as simple as you're perfect, just as you are. Keeping all this, lifting the chin tall through the crown, we can roll those hands over as we bring our hands by our sides. Let's bring hands on hips again. Let's ground down through a set of toes and just circling the ankle, the knee, and the hip. And then taking those circles the other way. Now ground it down through that foot, other set of toes as you circle the ankle, the knee, and the hip. And then taking those circles the other way. Now feet right together, we'll come down and cap the knees with the hands and circling your knees. Could be a big circle, could be a small circle, let it be your circle. What do your knees want? What do they need? And then taking those circles the other way. Now coming back up, straightening the legs, don't think too much about it as you step the feet hip width apart. I'll invite you to take a gander down at your feet. For most of us, there'll be a little bit of a turnout, and that's the way our hips are shaped. This is your natural stance. Keeping your natural stance, hands find the back of the hips, and then circling those hips. Again, big circle, little circle. Let your hips tell you what they want. And then taking those circles the other way. Coming back center, pretending you have an extra set of hands, keeping those hips relatively stable, a hand on each shoulder, and circling those shoulders. Inviting more prana, more flow into your upper back and shoulders. And taking those circles the other way. Now coming back center, hands by your side. One hand low, the other hand high, taking a side bend towards that low hand. And another side. And back and forth between the sides. So good for our low back. Stretching and strengthening low side waist. And when you're on one side or the other, holding that side bend, could you bend just a little bit more? Back through center, second side, holding that side. Could you bend just a little bit more? And then back center, hands by your side. Two arms in the air like you either do or don't care. Thumb and forefinger of one hand catch the wrist of the other. We can start to circle the shoulders. And then circling the hips the other way. Full body movement. And then don't think too much about it, taking those circles the other way. Now coming back center, other thumb and forefinger catch the other wrist, starting to circle the shoulders. And then circling those hips the other way. And then don't think too much about it, taking those circles the other way. And back to center, hands by your side. Inhaling the shoulders up towards the ears. On the exhale, just let them drop. Let that exhale spill out to the mouth. A few times. One more time. Keeping those shoulders heavy, looking up and then looking down as we stretch out our necks. Bringing head back center, keeping the shoulders just as they are, tilting an ear to one side, ear other side, stretching out the sides of our neck. Bringing head back center, I'll invite you to jut the chin out and then draw the chin back. Noticing the energetic origin of the neck somewhere between the two shoulders. The energy neck is a lot longer than the neck looks in a mirror. And then coming back to center. I'll invite you to do a posture check with me. Index fingers touch the ears. Thumbs touch the shoulders. Hands touch the hips. Fingers stretch down towards the heels. Taking it in segments. Ears over shoulders. Ears and shoulders over hips. Ears, shoulders, hips over heels as we stand tall. One more piece of the shoulder, neck, jaw puzzle. The jaw, as we rock the jaw front to back. And then rocking that jaw side to side. And back to center. I'll ask you to go sideways, Kathy. And we'll move towards our sun salutation. Either keeping your natural stance or narrowing your stance to challenge your balance. Classically in yoga, we work with straight lines. So we have equal stress on all sides of the joint. From your feet finding your legs. From your legs finding your spine. Relax shoulders tall to the ground. Starting with arms and shoulders, we'll inhale the arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, hands back down. 2 more times like this, breathing in, lifting up. Exhaling, hands back down. 1 more time, breathing in. And breathing out. Adding a forward fold and a back bend. Inhaling, arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, leading with the heart as you fold. Hands could cap the knees. You could also use those bricks as you lift chin and tail, arcing the spine. arching the spine as you tuck tail and chin, stretching out your back. You can catch the back of the shins or lower those bricks. Inhaling, finding your neutral spine, back of the head in line with the sacrum, arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, hands back down. 2 more times like that, observing the natural rhythm of the shoulders. As the arms elevate, the shoulders elevate. As the arms descend, the shoulders descend. 1 more time here, breathing in, lifting up. Exhaling, back down. Now adding a forward fold and a back bend, half sun salutation. Inhaling up. Exhaling, leading with the heart as you fold. Let an inhale, lift chin and tail. Exhaling, folding it in. Inhaling, finding your neutral spine, bringing it back up. Exhaling, standing tall. We had a little burp there, I realize. Breathing in, lifting up. Exhaling, finding your forward fold. Inhaling, lifting up. Exhaling, rounding it in. Inhaling, bringing it back up. Exhaling, standing tall. I'll cue you back to down dog. Inhaling up. Exhaling over. Let an inhale bring length as you arc. Exhaling, arching as you ground down through the hands, stepping 1 foot back and then the other, finding your down dog. I'll invite you to hold this down dog in stillness, seeing what comes up. Long arms, long legs, long spine, deep full breath. Despite the lack of overt movement, you're still breathing. Your heart's still beating, your mind's still moving. And by focusing on your breath, watching as it flows in and out, finding a little more space between each breath, each beat of the heart, each thought. Tail end of your next breath, bending your knees ever so slightly, lifting the tailbone just a little bit higher, finding just a little more space in your low back. And then looking between the hands as you either step or jump in front. Let an inhale bring length when you arrive. Exhaling, folding it in. Inhaling, arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, standing tall. I'll cue you back to plank pose. Inhaling, arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, finding your forward fold. Let an inhale lift chin and tail. And then tucking the tail, tucking the chin as you ground down through the hands, finding your plank. Finding that connection between head, hips, and heels. A line of strength running through the center of yourself. A line of strength that supports your intention. Despite the effort of the action, an easeful quality to your breath. Long, smooth breaths in. Equally long, smooth breaths out. Keeping it yoga. Tail end of your next breath. Navel to spine as you lift the hips high, back to down dog. I'll invite you to add movement to this dog as you bend one leg deeply and then the other. Grounding down through the opposite heel. Stretching it out. Finding that mind-body connection that's always there. What do you feel? And where do you feel it? From this place of movement, back towards stillness. Long arms, long legs. Deep, full breath. Tail end of that breath, bending the knees ever so slightly, lifting the tailbone just a little bit higher. And then looking between the hands as you step or jump in front. Gotta fire that musician. Let an inhale find length. Exhaling, folding it in. Inhaling, hands over head pose, Urdhva Hastasana, arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, hands by your side. I'll cue you through vinyasa as you find a push-up, inhaling into a back bend and then down dog. Let your body tell you how to get through that sequence. Inhaling up. Exhaling, leading with the heart as you fold. Let an inhale lift chin and tail. And then folding it in as you find, or you set up your push-up. I'd like you to keep those elbows soft. Working with the breath, keeping it flowing. Exhaling down for your push-up. Elbows hug the ribs. It's a yoga push-up. Inhaling into your back bend. Be a cobra or up dog. And then back over the toes, finding your down dog. As we hold down dog, either holding it in stillness, seeing what comes up, or adding some movement, stirring it up. Yogi's choice. However you choose to work. Again, finding that mind-body connection that's always there. What do you feel? And where do you feel it? Long, smooth breath in. Equally long, smooth breath out. Tail end of that breath, bending the knees ever so slightly, lifting the tailbone just a little higher. And then looking between the hands as you step or jump in front. Let it inhale, bring length when you arrive. Exhaling, folding it in. Inhaling, arms out to the side and then overhead, hands overhead pose, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling, hands by your side. I'll invite you to face the camera, Kathy. Bringing hands to heart. A light press of your thumb against your sternum as you line up each finger. Relax shoulders. A soft tuck at the chin. Coming back to your Ujjayi breath as it flows in. And as it flows out. And coming back to your attention. I'll invite you to take those thumbs to your forehead. Your intention is in your thoughts. I'll invite you to bring those thumbs to your lips. Your intention is in your words. I'll invite you to bring those thumbs back onto your heart. Your intention is in your deeds. Now rolling those hands over, hands by our side. 3 ancillary breaths. Big breath in through the nose, the arms move out to the side. We'll let that breath whoosh out through the mouth. Breath in through the nose, letting that breath slip out through pursed lips, almost like you're whistling. And then breathing in and out through your nose. I'll invite you to bring one hand back onto your heart, the other hand on top. I'll invite you to bow any amount, thanking yourself for practicing yoga and offering our practice out to each other and to the world. The light within me honors and respects the light within you. And in this light, we are one. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, Kathy, for practicing with me.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you to the musicians for messing it up.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us in this
A little
perfect, beautiful world.
A little bit of Kathy, there it is again.
Now connected to Mount Sartori.
And as always, namaste.
Namaste.
Have a nice day.
Namaste.
Welcome,
We love
Ruth.
you.